Alright, welcome back. We're going over Emerald Twilight. Lantern show is coming out, so we're going to go over some Lantern stuff real quick. Specifically showing Hal Jordan going crazy after his entire Coast City was destroyed. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so we can see how does Hal Jordan become the figure known as Parallax. Let's recap and do some brief history. First of all, why is Hal Jordan at Coast City? Why is he tweaking about its destruction? Well, it was destroyed in the Reign of Superman event when Cyborg Superman was fighting the Eradicator. Cyborg Superman and Mongol decided to make a plan to destroy and obliterate Coast City. And that, in the ruins of Coast City, is where we'll start. We meet with Hal Jordan, a Green Lantern, maybe the best Green Lantern. This hole in the ground, it's 12 miles in diameter roughly, but not even close to the size of the hole in Hal Jordan's life. Not by far. This hole used to be Coast City, home to a great deal Hal Jordan held dear. This was the place Hal Jordan grew up, where he worshipped at the shrine he called Father, where he first knew love. This was the place he started to become the man he is. But now that's all gone, expunged by a madman's dreams of conquest, and all that's left is a hole. Here we start Emerald Twilight, Part 1. Welcome to the past, because this guy's going to go absolutely bonkers. And I want to say, he's not justified fully, but I understand his pain right now. I mean, everything that he knew is just gone, and it wasn't even his fault. But this city did mean a great deal to him. And if you notice, Hal Jordan is pretty old in this. He's probably around 50. I mean, he's got the gray hair. He's already got other Lantern Corps members. I mean, Justice League International at this time is pretty much over. Guy Gardner was on the team. But yeah, it goes to show, Hal Jordan's always been kind of old, besides Rebirth, where he was aged down. Some time ago, a man dropped from the stars. He was dying. His last act was to bequeath Hal Jordan a wondrous ring. The power of the ring knows few strictures. The most powerful device in the universe is what Hal Jordan wields, holds, and uses to fight in Sector 2814. It is bounded only by the will of the bearer. With such a ring, you could do anything, and that is true. I'm sure we're going to hop into Green Lantern Rebirth sometime. But to tell you what the ring does, it is fueled by your willpower. And willpower does not mean you are brave. It just means you have the power to overcome fear. It is one of the rings of the emotional spectrum. There is willpower, hope, compassion, rage, love, Star Sapphires. At this time, the Sinestro ring, fear, does not exist. But there's also black for death, white for life, greed or avarice, the orange one. They're not super present. They still exist, they just don't show up until around New 52 and the Rebirth era. But here we're actually seeing Hal Jordan's psychic break and what allows him to become Parallax. Or at least why his ideology changes. Because again, you can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. And what does Hal Jordan do? Well, he uses his Green Lantern ring, shoots up into the sky, covering the moon and the sun, and attempts to create his own reality. First, he makes his father, Martin Jordan, a pilot who died right in front of him. Hello, Dad. Got a busted wing there, son. Oh yeah, nothing serious. Talking about his broken arm. Thanks for asking. Did you want something? Why did you construct me? That's not what he's asking, but that's kind of what Hal's asking himself. What does he want? Why are you making me? Well, I wanted to talk about me and you. Being here, it gets me thinking. Brings back a lot of memories from my childhood. What I remember most is you. How I looked up to you. I worshipped the ground you walked on or flew over. I wanted to grow up and be you, which probably has a lot to do with who I am now. Growing up though, I never felt like you. I never thought that much of me. So I wanted you to be proud of me, and I just want to hear you say it once. To which the construct that he created of his father, can't say it. Dude's like, come on, man. That was a long time ago. Just once. But you hardly knew I was alive. You were always patting Jack or Jim on the back, telling them how great they were. Your brothers. They'd done things. Real accomplishments. You always had your head in the clouds. And this is all Hal Jordan talking to himself. You are a failure, and I'm going to make your own dad say it to, well, you. He's punishing himself for the destruction of Coast City. He's calling himself a failure in comparison to his brothers. Maybe they had real achievements compared to him, who is a superhero. But this is all also in his mind. He's making his dad say this. You were a space case. Is that what you thought of me? Well, why don't you take a look at what Space Case turned into? You didn't give me one damn bit of encouragement, and I'm a hero now. No thanks to you. Do you have any idea the things I've done? To which to say is, what about Coast City? You didn't save it, which means you're not a hero. And so the figure that he constructed of his dad gives him a little side eye and puts on his helmet and says, I got a plane to catch. I'm going back to the field. And Hal Jordan just continues to spiral down because he makes a construct of his father dying once again. I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't want it to be like this. Come back. I can't go through that again. I don't want to see it again. He just keeps continually fracturing his mind until he eventually sees his father fly by and then crash right in front of him with somebody grabbing his back. It's his mother. I didn't expect you to be here. Well, I thought you might want to talk to someone. I know how your father can be. But my father, he still sees me as a failure. And nothing I can do will change that. You can't keep carrying that around, Hal, or it's going to poison you. You have to leave it behind. I did. So no, he asked his mother, how did you get over the death of your husband, my father? How are you so strong? Because he needs encouragement. He needs to get over all of this, the death of Coast City. Again, re-seeing his father. Well, I did it bit by bit. Your father was a hard man sometimes. You know that. But I loved him dearly. When he was killed, I thought I'd die. There were times I wish I would. Every time a jet from the testing grounds flew over the house, I was sure it was him up there, putting some new Ferris hardware through its paces. Then I'd remind myself the last time I saw him, the last time I ever saw him. There weren't enough remains to identify, but you just go on, one day after another. Eventually, I didn't have to make a conscious effort not to set up his place for dinner. It's like that. The grieving stops and you're left with the memories. I remembered him dressing up as Santa Claus, our first Christmas together. I remembered the way he smelled just after he shaved. I remembered all the good things. And how that's all I wanted to tell you. The loss you feel, the pain you're holding on to, they're dangerous things. They could ruin them if you don't let them go. So the construct that he makes of his mother tells him to let go of the pain. It's okay. These things that you feel are normal. You just can't dwell on them. Move on, Hal, and take the memories, the good ones, with you. Be satisfied with the memories, which is not the answer that Hal Jordan wants. Because I don't want memories, damn it. They're not enough. So having zero closure with both of his parents on either of their takes, he goes even crazier, dude, and makes Coast City out of the Green Lantern ring. It would be tempting, wouldn't it? All it would take, really, is the will. If I have enough will, I can recreate Coast City. Certainly, every last vestige of willpower that would be summoned. It'd be tempting. Think of it. The power to resurrect that which no longer exists, or create which only exists in the mind's eye. All of it is perfect in every detail. The power to make the dead live again, to redress any wrong, to rewrite history with a happy ending. He created Coast City and put all of these people and their lives in here as he remembers them. That's really fucked up. If you ever have the chance to make a city and do all of this, chill out. This is like Sea Monkeys times 1 million. And with all of this, him seeing what he created, his quote unquote rebuilding the dead, making his mind's version of them, he says, I have the power to be a god. And he stands above Coast City looking down at his creation with a giant cross behind him. What the fuck, Hal Jordan? This is really messed up, but I guess he's grieving. It's still pretty messed up. And you obviously see him going more and more crazy, spiraling down. With somebody saying, Hal, you came back. It's his childhood sweetheart, Jennifer. Don't confuse this with Jade, Green Lantern's daughter. Same name, different people. And they're both green. I'm glad you could be here. It's really nice to see you again, Hal. To which Hal says, you look just like I remember you. Thanks. You look great too. A little older and the clothes are different, but still my Hal. It's good to have you home where you should be. Did you decide what you're going to do? Making believe that he has always kind of been here, that he's visiting. I think I'm going to visit my mom and dad, I suppose. Come on, man. All of this is in your mind, Hal Jordan. You're going crazy, dude. And everything that he's doing is giving the illusion that, yeah, I've rebuilt Coast City. Everybody is still alive again. Look, this person is having an actual conversation with me. They like that. I know that. So come on, I'll walk with you. And as they walk to Hal Jordan's home, he talks to her. You know, I wonder what it might have been if we were still together. We were just kids, Hal. teen sweethearts. We were more than that. You were special. My first love. You came along when I needed somebody. You saved me. And here, Hal picks up a cat that he created and gives it to a family that he created, giving himself a sense of purpose. You make it sound so dramatic. It was, Jen. Don't pretend it wasn't. I met you, 3 years after the crash, and I still wasn't over my dad's death. You helped me stop hurting and helped me start my life again, which is why he constructed her now. Somebody a long time ago helped him overcome this, and he is reusing that to overcome the death of Coast City. You even convinced me flying was what I really wanted to do, even when I couldn't admit it to myself. What would I have done without you? To which she says, it was good. So why did I screw it up? You practically stitched me back together, and a year later, I said thanks by turning my back on you. I'm young. I want to see other people. What an idiot I was. But now I realize that the best year of my life, and you were the best, and I was the fool to let you go. Lord, what might have been. I assume you found someone else? Eventually. You probably wouldn't know him, but we did settle in Coast City. To which this snaps Hal kind of back to reality. You mean you were here whenever the bombs fell and Coast City was destroyed? Yes. It was over pretty quick. I'm sorry, I didn't help you. I couldn't help you. Hal Jordan blames himself for all of this as well. It's all right, but nobody blames you. We're just happy you're doing this for us, rebuilding all of this. It's not your fault that Cyborg, Superman, and Mongol destroyed everything. You might see it that way, that it is your fault, but it's not. And Jennifer drops him off at his parents' house. Here you go. And then they give each other a kiss. And Jennifer leaves. The construct of her disappears. And as Hal walks into his childhood home, Mom, Dad, I'm home. Oh, hey Hal, it's your father again. I'm not dead. Nice. Hey there, Hal. Come and have a seat for yourself. How's that arm of yours? Pretending like the last conversation just didn't happen. That's good, man. Good to be home too, isn't it? Just good to be here again, if you know what I mean. Son, this thing you put together here, everybody surely appreciates it. Thanks for putting Coast City back together. Quite an accomplishment. I've never said this before, but I guess I should have before. And he never gets to say it. That's crazy. He can't even say I'm proud of you to Hal Jordan because at this point, he's starting to fade away. And get fucked, Hal Jordan, by the way. The one thing that you wanted is your father saying you're proud of him, and your ring runs out of battery. You might have enough willpower, but you still got to recharge that ring, which means all of Coast City is also gone. Which also just makes him spiral down even farther, going in a rage. No, not now. The ring's charge is gone. It's not fair. To which one of the Guardians shows up. Fairness is not the issue, 2814. The power ring's time limit has expired. Well, get rid of the fucking limit. I need more. I need to bring everything back. No, hey man, you're going crazy. Out of the question, 2814. This projection has been set to conduct you to OA for disciplinary action. You have violated our most sacred canon. You have used your ring for personal gain. There are rules to these rings, if you don't know. A good one being, you can't kill people. The ring will not let you murder people or kill them. This does change later on in the Sinestro Corps War, but we're not there. It's like 20 years from now. But yeah, the rule that you can't use it for personal gain is more of like rich, famous to stop them from Hal Jordan just getting a bunch of gold and selling it and becoming rich and famous on Earth. But here, remaking the dead, entire city is technically considered personal gain, I guess. Personal gain, this is about personal loss. Can you withered old gnomes even grasp that concept? Or is it that you just get your jollies by screwing with good old Hal? To which he says, yeah, not a discussion, by the way. It was a kind of me telling you. Surrender your ring to 814 and prepare for transport to OA. How many times has Hal been in trouble by the Guardians? So many times, even though he's still the greatest Green Lantern. So, hold his disciplinary actions with a grain of salt for now. I want more power, but I can get some from drawing it off your projection as he murders the construct of the Guardian that showed up, fueling himself with more power. Oh, I'll come back to OA all right, but you're not going to like it when I get there, because Hal Jordan now wants to have infinite power so that he can have Coast City forever. Some time ago, a man dropped from the stars. He was dying. His last act was to bequeath Hal Jordan a wondrous ring. The power of the ring knows few strictures. Truly, it is bounded only by the will of the bearer. was such a ring, you could do anything if you wanted it badly enough. So now he flies out to space to go meet the Guardians, and somebody sees a green shooting star. Whoa, a falling star. It's actually going the wrong way. This is my goat. This is the goat, Kyle Rayner. Yes, might be the Kyle Rayner's first time on the channel that we're actually like going over and talking about him, because this story, Emerald Twilight, is actually the origin story of Kyle Rayner becoming Green Lantern, to which him and his girlfriend Alex, who is also really famous, we'll get into that one day, make a wish to get out of this place and escape forever. So with that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as we go over more Green Lantern and finish the Emerald Twilight saga. So, peace out. Leave any suggestions below you want to go over.